Hi, I'm Nick and welcome to Inktober day number 14. For today's artwork, we're going to be drawing a full leaf clover. It's a really tiny artwork, so I'm going to be doing this in real time instead of sped up. Let's get into the sketch and I'll show you what we're going to be doing. Okie doke, so here is the design that I've done for the clover leaf. As you can see, it's pretty small. The paper's only like A5, so it's about the same size as my hand really. Well, probably not. If my hand was like webbed and freaky and yeah, whatever. But yeah, we're gonna do the watercoloring for this one. We're just gonna use these two greens here, as you can see there. I have them leftovers from yesterday actually, well, the day before, I can't remember. But yeah, so we're gonna use those two on this to blend it, and I'll show you how I kind of blend it in. So we start off with one color, and we're just gonna start in a general area here outside of the leaves, which doesn't make any sense. But as soon as I put it down, it will start drying out, so you have to use another color there and quickly blend it in before it all dries, and then it won't blend in at all. Just picking another color there. Basically, it's kind of like a rush to stop it all blending in from each other. We're just going to mess it up there a little bit on the outside. I'm going to go back to the start again because that will probably be almost drying out, and we're just going to skip ahead here. It's hard to explain it because it's always such a rush doing it, an adrenaline rush. Nah, it's just a rush to get it all blended in nicely before it all dries. If it starts to dry, then it looks a little bit funny. So we're going back over to this section again before that dries too much. It's harder to blend in colors when one side is kind of dry. So it's always a good idea to do them well before in advance, if that makes sense. I don't even know, I can't even remember what I said, to be honest. I will leave that bit out there. Going back to that section, and we're going to use a kind of method or style that one of the artists that I watch called Adam Scythe uses. This really cool watercolor style that we're gonna borrow that for a second. So Adam, if you're ever watching this, which I doubt you aren't, this artwork has a bit of influence from your work in it there. There we go. So this one's pretty simple. Get to the point where it's Inktober and it's a little bit, I'm getting a little bit tired now and exhausted from the watercoloring and the daily drawing and video stuff. So for this technique, we're just gonna go like this. We're just gonna dab it on, and we're gonna blend as well when we do that. So we're gonna pick a small section here, and then before that has time to dry, we're gonna chuck in this as well, just to break it up a little bit. Yeah, so I'm getting a bit tired of the video, so it's easier to back down a little bit from doing big artworks and start doing some small ones here. I'm a horrible art teacher, aren't I? I don't believe in myself here, clearly. Alright. It's looking not too bad, not too shabby. Not too shabby. My brush is getting a little bit thin. Lots of the bristles have fallen off. Apparently you shouldn't brush your teeth with these, which I've been doing, which dramatically decreases the life of a brush when the bristles are gone. Alright, nearly finished here. And we've just got that section left. And we're going to do some splatters as well, I reckon. Just to further break it up. I can't even speak English. The pressure of being on camera and trying to get this done is getting to me, obviously. Oh crap, I kind of stuffed that bit up there, just there. But the blending, it just takes some time to really get used to how to do it. It took me ages before I could do it, and I had to just start off with using watercolors in a single tone kind of thing before I actually really got to know, like a single color, that's what I mean, to really know how to do it. And then it was just trial and error until it worked. And for these splashes, pretty much you dip the brush into your watercolor, and then you just tap it on your
well, this isn't working. You tap it onto your finger a little bit, and hopefully you'll get some, which I'm struggling to do it. I don't think I have enough water on my brush. There we go. You can practice with different angles and all that, and you get like angled splashes, but I'm just going to be doing splashes that go kind of straight on. And it doesn't really matter where they end up in my art. If you want to be more picky, you can use kind of paper to limit where it splashes, but it doesn't worry me here. So we're going to let that dry for a bit, and then we're going to come back with the ink felt liner, art line 0.4, but you can use any fine liner, they're all the same really. Artline didn't sponsor me, so I'm not going to bother promoting them, but those work, but any others will be fine. Yeah, so splash it on and then wait a while until you start using ink, otherwise the ink will bleed into the watercolor and it's not good for your pen and it's not good for the paper or the artwork. So we're going to leave that for about 15-20 minutes or to an hour and then get back into it. Alright, so this sucker is dry, so let's finish it off. We're going to use the fine liner as I said before, and let's get into it. Well, I'm having a bit of a shaky hand day, which sometimes you get. Especially I do some boxing, so that makes my hand shaky after I do boxing, so I never box and draw at the same time, or I'll box after I draw. But for some reason I'm just getting a shaky hand today. I'm not sure why exactly. I hope I'm not the only one who has that. Hopefully I'm not developing any problems with my hands. That would be very bad for business. I don't really have a plan of what I'm going to be doing in this one, apart from the sketch there. I don't know which colors go where, which black, what stays black and what stays white. It's just kind of all up in the air at the moment, so I'm going to have to think about it while drawing this, which happens quite often actually. Well, I've stuffed up some of the ink on the outline, so probably gonna keep the insides there white, just because I stuffed it up and I have no other choice now. Which often happens when you stuff up an artwork and you have to kind of change your plan because you stuffed up. I need my stencil as well. Hopefully that's within arm's reach up the desk here. Whoops, I cut that one a little bit too much. Let's get my stencil out here. Now I have to find which circle I used. This one's here, yeah. These stencils are really helpful. My art would look horrible without these stencils. You can get ones which are just full of circles, so you can have any type of circle that you want. And I know you're probably thinking you could probably use just like a compass, but I find that with these it's a lot more stable than using a compass, especially for small circles. With small circles, the pen can kind of bite into the paper and it will stuff up the circle and it won't be perfectly round. So I find I get that problem a lot using compasses instead of circle stencil majiggy mabobs. So now we're just rubbing out all the grey lead, and you can see there, I'm not sure if you can see it, I'll zoom in more, just there, I kind of smudged the ink because I didn't wait long enough for the grey lead, for the ink to dry before using the grey lead. I think for this one I'm going to use a Sharpie just to do the outside, so I save some of my pen. I think I have one left, which I need to go buy some more, which isn't good because I have like heaps of days left in Inktober with one pen, so I don't know what happened to them all. I must have used them all. I've got like a whole drawer just full of like mostly used pens. Most of the time I get rid of them after they start getting a bit blotchy. But I find like new pens, when you just get them and you start using them, they're not that great for doing for fixing up line work. But when you use them for a long time, the ink kind of runs out a little bit. then you can use them for patching up ink work, line work, which is always good. These Sharpies too, when you keep on using them, the nib on that thing, the top there, it starts to wear down. Like on the Harambe artwork that I did, I like completely wore it off to the bone, I guess, to the bit of plastic there. But usually they last pretty long, and the ink in them lasts pretty long as well. I'm not sure how long it takes until it kind of goes purpley in tint, but I'm guessing it's about a year or two until it goes a bit purpley, like the ink fades a little bit. I know for some other artworks that are like 4 years old, I used some cheaper Sharpie alternative markers from the $2 shop, and they seem to change color a little bit. Like I painted it in yellow, I think, and then it was turned green now, so it still looks good. See, it's an old piece called a Flygon Pokemon that I did. Yeah, and that took ages. Alright, and now let's do the middle. I don't really trust myself with the Sharpie there, so I'm just going to use a pen here because it'd be much sharper and easier to do. And when I do circles and have to colour in shapes, I usually do the outside first, so I don't go out of the lines accidentally when inking it. So I just go around the circle first, and then I go to the outside here as well. And I find that approach kind of limits mistakes the most, because you can easily go outside the line when you're doing this. And when you do the outside, you create like kind of a buffer zone for it, I guess, which helps. So I'm going to do that again here, and then we've only got one more, and practically the artwork is done after that. Practically. One more left. So this one was just a really basic design. Like, it doesn't take too much time at all, and I think it still looks good with the watercolor background. Makes it look pretty cool. Alright, so we're not done here yet. We're not adding anything to it, but every time I do one of these artworks, I like to sharpen it up, which means I go over the outside again and through all the lines again. So I'm not going to film that. I might film it and then just quickly speed it up, but usually that takes sometimes it can take another hour or two to do it, but this artwork should only take me another 5 minutes to maybe sharpen up all the lines. So I'll zoom out and then I'll speed you up and I'll show you the final product. But this is what it looks like without it being sharpened up, and now I will show you what I do to sharpen it up. Alright, so this is what it looks like now that I've sharpened it up a little bit. That's just a quick sharpening job, but since it's not a big piece that I'm going to be doing much with, that's what it looks like, and I won't be doing any more sharpening on it. But yeah, so this is a comparison before and after it was sharpened. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a short artwork, but it's a good change to do something in real time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye for now, but not forever. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and like me on Facebook, or click to see a random video below. I'll catch you down the road.